Trisha Paytas opens up about her friendship with Shane Dawson and talks about Jeffree Star. Now, she talked about this on her recent podcast episode with her co-host Oscar, and a lot of people were leaning in because of what she was saying was so juicy. We have all the receipts and deleted tweets, so keep it locked in here, Rich Lugs. We're going to talk about it. Now, before I go any further, I want to say I still haven't found it in the YouTube shop, but it's available at Walmart, Target. The new L'Oreal Paris Infallible Setting Spray, waterproof, transfer-proof, not sponsored. 3 seconds, it sets it 36-hour hold. Patrick Star one size setting spray is shook because this is $10. Like, I keep talking about this, guys. If you see it, tag me on it on IG or Twitter or whatever. I just love it. Okay, so we have a lot more to go over. My whole face is basically Milani, and I'll put that in the YouTube shop, whatever. Okay. I can't believe that Trisha actually talked about this, and I wanted to like go through it with you guys and just give some commentary. So here we go. Here's what she had to say. Here we go.
I'm so tired of seeing the edits too of the me and Shane. There's so many edits on TikTok of like, miss this friendship, and I'm like, y'all don't even know.
Oh, really?
The toxicity of it. You know, when you look back at it, and it's like, oh God, stop making those edits.
I feel like a lot of people now that era's been so far, like we're so like 10 years now.
We are.
I feel like we're at that point in time where everyone looks back at that era like with rose-colored glasses, with like
right, like, oh, I missed this time. Yeah,
nostalgia. Mm-hmm.
Like it was good, I guess, for what it was. But you know what I found out? Oh, I love when I find out like the identity of anonymous like posters. You know those channels that like are anonymous, right? Like they post like a tea video about you or an exposed video, but you like don't know who it is that makes them. And there was this one channel who made like so much hate videos, and they would be very long videos and very detailed. They got a lot of details wrong, whatever. But I recently found out the identity of this person, and it's like Shane's biggest fan. And I know this person so much, like been on, I don't want to give too much details, but like was close with Shane. Shane like interviewed this person, like it's his fan. And I found out she was the person behind all these like hate videos, which kind of made sense, but like didn't make sense because this was like a year or two after me and Shane had a falling out. But it was like at a different time that I was like getting canceled. It had nothing to do with Shane. And I was like, who is this person making all these like weird, like obsessive, like going through whatever, all these things. And I found out the identity, and I was like, oh my God, it's like literally Shane's fan, who he's like, I don't know if he's close anymore, but he would talk to and like have communication with. And I was like, oh my gosh, was he like feeding all this information? This is all like conspiracy in my head. Okay, like this is not all this legend, whatever. Like maybe he doesn't care, doesn't think about me, whatever. But I was just like, I kind of was shook. I kept telling you and then this person kept popping up.
It's conspiracy. I think they admitted, like they talked about it, and somebody brought it to the surface. You know.
Oh, really? Okay. Because we did see somewhere someone talking about it, and then we saw, and now we see this person's post. And I was like, and then I would go on my Twitter and I would type in this person's name, like handle with my name, and I would show Moses. I'm like, look at all these tweets. The person was like so obsessed with like me when I was friends with Shane. Like, oh my God, love Trisha. Like, you know, that would be the person every tweet would reply in a positive way. And then I saw all these videos and whatever, and the person's kind of like disappeared or whatever, like the hate videos or whatever. But I recently just found out the identity, and whenever we find these out of like the identity of like, and there's not like a ton, but you know, there's a couple anonymous people that are just like so obsessive, and then you find out who they are. It's always like a shocking thing. You're like, oh my gosh, like it's crazy that it's like a Shane fan. I'm not saying Shane has anything to do with it, but I'm just saying like it is crazy because that person had such a hate campaign against me and got so many things wrong, and people like debunked it and whatever. But I was just like, interesting. Sometimes you just assume you just don't know this person. It's just like a random person that hates you. But I'm like, oh no, this person was a fan turned hater, which is the scariest type of people. You know, when you do wrong, when you talk about bad about Shane. That's why I'm like, oh, I'm not really scared of them, whatever. It doesn't matter. But the fandoms.
Yeah, it is really interesting how like people shift depending on like if someone they love turns into someone, like it's like, oh, it's over, whatever. It is really weird.
They turn.
That's like, it affects like every fandom, really, like sports, music, artists, like it just everyone.
The minute you break away from the thing. I saw, I think Rich Lux posted the other day, Jeffree posted me on his Instagram story. I just saw Rich Lux being like, are they friends? Are they hanging out? It's first of all, it's an old photo. But it is funny. It's so weird. It's but then you start spiraling in conspiracies. You're like, why did they post this picture?
It was really odd though. It was like the timing was just so,
I don't know
either. Like no context, right? There was no like text on the Instagram story.
No, it was just like us and his Urus Lamborghini. I was like, okay. Live.
But that's what I mean. Let's, like you said, the nostalgia of it. You're just like,
I get it.
It's kind of like, look at us now. Look at us now.
Look at us back then. Like, and that I do fall into that too. Like, it is crazy because it's like, it was fun. Like, I look at that picture and I remember like we went to Taco Bell and I was like, I did have so much fun with him, like Jeffree. And I'm like, You do fall into it because, you know, time passes and whatever. And I think me and Jeffrey's like friendship was like more surface level than like me and Shane. So like it kind of whatever.
It's
the falling
easier.
out wasn't as much. It didn't impact as much. But I don't know. Yeah, I have fond memories. Because I remember like going to Jeffrey's house and he'd have like Gucci purses. Just take it. And I'm like, oh my God. And like, I think I do that with like freaking a Stanley Cup or something, but not like.
What I found interesting about the beginning of what she was saying was the toxicity of her and Shane. It's so weird because she really loves Shane. I mean, I remember her going home and making dedicated videos and saying, thank you, Shane, and stuff like that. And then now for her to be like the toxicity of it all, and I'm tired of seeing edits of us together. And I'm like, I thought that she was past it, you know? And when she started to say this, I couldn't help but to feel like maybe she's like not. Like for her to possibly make amends with Jeffree Star, but then not Shane Dawson. You know what I'm saying? I'm was kind of interested by that, but then I don't know. Jeffree has mentioned Trisha, and he also posted a picture of them together recently. And people are thinking they're going to film. Who knows? You know, he is making new music. Maybe Trisha will be on Jeffree Star's new album. If you don't know, Jeffree's working on music. We already heard a sample of it. And he's working with several artists. And so now maybe Trisha Paytas might be one of them. And then what I found interesting is when she said she found out the identity of an anonymous drama channel. And then she was like, and they were close to Shane. And I was like, wait a minute. Like, is she trying to imply that maybe Shane Dawson was, you know, giving this person information to make videos about Trisha? Or was she trying to imply that Shane Dawson might have been behind it and coercing them? Like, you know, when she said she found out about this drama channel, I was like, oh my God, like, I'm shocked she didn't call it out. Because normally she would have made like 10 TikToks, 4 YouTube videos, and all that stuff like that. But she didn't do that yet. So when I saw that part of the video, I was like, oh, I didn't know it was that deep, you know? But I'm not saying that what she's saying is true, and I don't think she has enough evidence to say Shane Dawson put them up to it, but I think that it did like it was a cause for concern for her. Because she's not doing that to him, but she's almost painting it like Shane Dawson is like behind the scenes, you know, pulling strings like that. And the times that I spent with Trisha, she never talked about negatively about Shane. Shane has always talked about positively about Trisha when I was around Shane, and vice versa with both of them. So like, you know, when I look back at their friendship and how it deteriorated, if I remember correctly, it was because Shane didn't stick up for Trisha. He ultimately chose the side of Jeffree Star, or no side at all. And she kind of felt like he should have chosen the side, that he should have chosen her. And in essence, like, he didn't. But at that time, I mean, Jeffree was really in his pocket in a sense of like, they had this huge project together that garnered them millions of dollars that brought them close together. Maybe he felt like such a close bond with Jeffree over Trisha. And maybe Trisha felt like, you're going to choose him over me and I know you longer? All right, I see how it is. I've been there. Like, I know what that feels like to have someone basically put someone over you and you're like, bruh, I've known you super long time. I have been there for you. I'm telling you the truth and you're not listening to me. Like that type vibes, like I get that. But I will have to say this, Trisha Paytas, the door is open for Jeffree Star to go and film with her. He said, I would love to film with Trisha and give her a hug. Now, whether that was performative or not, we don't know, but Jeffree Star has left the door open to, you know, getting back with Trisha and filming with her in the podcast. And I'm pretty sure that if she reached out to him, because you know he ain't going to reach out to her, that if she reached out to him and was like, hey, would you like to come on the podcast? He would say yeah. He's already said yeah publicly on TikTok Live. And so I feel like Jeffree will probably use that as an advantage to promote his upcoming launch or his upcoming album or music or merch, whatever he has going on, and ultimately make amends with Trisha. And then Trisha would be like, I think if Trisha was to do that, I think that she shouldn't go into it like, oh my God, I love you so much. I think she should be like, look, listen, these are the issues that I've had. Boom, 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 boom. And why did you boom, boom, you know, like, and really just come at him that way, but not like in an aggressive way. Like, just keep it fun and lighthearted, but at the same time, this is what I want to talk about. Like, this is not like a super fun, I'm going to pretend like nothing ever happened type podcast. But maybe it's very much Jeffree to be like, everything's under the bridge. You know, we worked it out. I want to start a new friendship. Water under the bridge. It's like, I don't want to talk about it. It's very much him to just skip all that And there are two types of people in life. Some people are like that, to be like, hey, I'm sorry, let's move on. I don't want to talk about it. And there's some people that are like, no, before we move forward, I want to dissect it and then move forward. I've been both of those people, so I know the gig. But ultimately, I think it's a great idea that Trisha make amends with all these people, and then freaking have Shane on there. If she had Shane on her podcast, the amount of views she would get. And I think that Shane, he hasn't mentioned Trisha at all. At all! So I don't know if he would be up to doing it, but I'm pretty sure he would. I'm pretty sure enough time has passed. These people both have kids now and things of that nature. So I kind of feel like, damn eyelash girl, I think he would do it. But that's my opinion. Anyways, let me know what you think about that drama in the comments down below. This is Rich Lux, the hottest tea on YouTube. Mwah.